Well, here we go. We have a broken guitar today. I want to start off by first of all, obviously saying that, but today is a really sad day in the music world with the loss of, I don't know, people call him the Lord of Darkness, and I call him the King of Darkness, and I think heaven is a better place today that he has joined his fellow members of the Society of Heaven, if you believe in that. You know, my life changed the first time I heard Diary of a Madman at 9 years old. I think I was. I was a guitar player forever at that point, and hearing Ozzy sing was just something magical. You know, that was my first experience with Ozzy. I don't think I'd heard Black Sabbath yet due to a religious family that didn't let me listen to good music like that. So, bless you, Lord Ozzy, and my condolences to your family, Sharon, and your children, and your friends, and all your bandmates who have helped you become the Lord of Darkness. Okay, so this thing is definitely very broke. Now, they were smart and remembered to grab every piece of wood. Now, the big problem with this break is the end grain here that's going to be extremely difficult to match up. So it looks like somebody had taken this piece, which will fit in here, and tried to put it back, and they crunched up a little bit of the end grain on both sides of this break. And there are chips of wood falling out of here, and I'm going to try and keep as many of them as I can, but some of these are going to be cause a major problem. So we'll just get those out of there, and there will be little pockets in this instrument, unfortunately, that don't have wood there. Small little bits and pieces. There are probably small shreds of wood that are not here anymore. And so what I like to do first is, number one, I'm going to get a clean razor blade. And welcome to the broadcast, y'all. Mama, he's going home. Yeah. Oh, Sparky, yeah, good to see you, man. Today's a sad day for sure. I definitely cried a little bit. I did a little short this morning, and I was doing my best to hold my composure, but really a sad day. He was a hero, definitely a hero. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a lot of end grain broken, and then beyond that, I've got a section here that is broken that has to match up this way, fully ingrained. So this is going to be a difficult fix. So I've kind of looked at it a little bit thus far, and I think my best process for doing this repair, is to glue this piece back in, let the glue dry, get that thing in place. It fits pretty darn good. I haven't driven it in there yet. I'm just letting the grain match up here at this end. We'll clamp this, make sure to get clamps so that all of it sits nice and tight, and then we will move on with putting this part back in. And one kind of lucky thing about this is actually that the truss rod, the adjustment screw for the truss rod, is in the neck pocket inside the body of the guitar, but I can use that to help guide this piece back on. So as much as it's a bummer that this thing broke, I've got this to help guide this thing on. Now, what I am going to do is make some adjustments to the truss rod, and the reason I will do that is because at this end of the truss rod, it is lifted a little bit. Now, I don't know how well that's going to match up with the slot in this part of the wood. So I'm just really kind of getting a groundwork done, and I may decide to do the repair in a different order of operations. I'm just not 100% certain yet. I can push the truss rod down a little bit, so I'm going to go on the inside of this guitar and turn the truss rod a little bit to see what happens. And what I'd like to try and do, I'm going to set my camera up here to kind of show you what turning the truss rod actually does, if we can see some movement. I haven't done this yet with this instrument, so, and I have to do it from the top down. So let me see if I can set my camera up here to give you a view. I know my camera guys, he still drinks heavily, so he tries to keep up with me. Give me a moment here and I'll say hi to everybody and welcome you to the stream. Thanks for joining me today. It's trying to keep my emotions in check. Let's see, I got to get some stuff off of my bench real quick. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to try and set my camera up so you can see, actually, this is a great opportunity to see what happens when a truss rod is turned. Now I'm not sure how well, I may have to remove my camera from this. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, hang on just a moment. I'm going to take my camera off of the mount. There we go. There we go. It's coming. I know you guys. Okay. And Smiling Bill, if you're here, I appreciate your note this morning. That meant a lot to me. And I think you realize what an impact he had on my life as a guitarist. And I'll share a little bit of that as the broadcast goes on. Okay, so let's see how that's looking. Zach, hey man. Okay. So this is a really great opportunity. Hopefully we'll see this truss rod as I turn it move in one direction or the other. Let me get some light on that. I can see that I need some light. So I'm going to try and get my light over here for y'all. Alright. Alright. Let's see how that looks. And I didn't rehearse this part of my broadcast, y'all, so forgive me for that. Let me take a look here. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Let me let's see if I can. There we go. That should give you a little better view. There we go. All right, so let's see what happens when we turn this this truss rod. I believe it's a 4 mil. Let's check it. And indeed, it is a 4 mil. So I'm turning the truss rod now, and as you can see, it moves down. And as I turn it in reverse, and when I'm saying down, I mean down towards the floor. When I turn it into reverse, and I'm hoping this is a dual action truss rod. And okay, so we've just hit the point where there's no tension on this truss rod. I don't know if this one is going to be, and it's a dual action truss rod. The dual action truss rods are, in my humble opinion, the best ones out there. So we're gonna, okay, and see if I can make it move any further. It's starting to tighten up as I turn it in the reverse direction, and it's now making contact with the neck, or the fingerboard. And if I go back the other way, now we've got a gap. So, and these are the things that you have to think about. You don't just glue a headstock back on a guitar. You've got to make sure that that truss rod ends up in a good spot, in a proper spot, so that it will still be functional. It'll still function when you need to adjust it. The truss rod in an instrument is one of the most important adjustment devices they have in guitars. A guitar built without a truss rod since about 1954 is a foolishly built guitar. And I know that there are a lot of Martin fans out there, but Martin, I think, is still building guitars without truss rods, and I completely disagree with that, regardless of your love of vintage gear. Okay, so that's what happens there. So now we've got this. Now I'm going to flip the guitar back over and put my camera back where it came from. So I just wanted to show you that. That's something you're not going to get to see very often on a live stream, if you will. Now, also, this is not a terribly valuable instrument when it comes to monetary terms. It was a very affordable guitar. But this is a very sentimental instrument to the young lady who owns it. And yes, a young lady owns this guitar. There are definitely female guitar players out there, and God bless you. Thank you for keeping the music alive in that part of the world. I teach several female guitar students. I have several students who are women and young ladies, and they really want to play. So I'm really glad and proud of that, to help keep that music flowing. So let me get my light out of here, right in my eyes. That wasn't good. All right. So let's take a look here and see what kind of, whoop, sorry about that. The camera guy, boy, I'm busy. I've got a lot of music live performances coming up here. We got 2 shows this weekend, one on Friday in Walla Walla, Washington, and the other one, don't come here, but at Wallowa Lake, and it is the most beautiful place on the planet. Aside from all of the people who have moved, put houses around the lake. But if you have a chance and you're in Northeast Oregon and want to see some good live music, come see us. We'll be in Walla Walla, Washington on Friday. We play from 8 to 10. We may play till 11 if people want to throw some money at the tip jar, because we'll keep things going. And then we'll play on Saturday. Let's see, the Friday will be the 24th? What is Friday? Give me just a second here. I've got to change something on my, there we go. Okay. We'll go here. Yeah, Friday. Come on. Oh my God. Okay, so we're playing this Friday. I believe it's the 24th, and then the 25th we'll play at Wallowa Lake. Friday in Walla Walla, Washington again. We played there last Saturday night. Just had a blast at the T-Post. Thank you, Aaron and Rob, for all of your help, and the entire staff there. You guys were fantastic, and people just had a blast. To the bridal party, congratulations to you. Best of luck in your life when you get married. I hope everything goes well for you guys. So let's see what we can do here. Now I can see that the way this is matching up here. What I am going to do, I'm going to take my mallet. My favorite thing to do is to hit a guitar with a hammer, but I'm going to tap on the end of this piece and to see how well it matches up. Look at that. I'm not using a lot of force here, but I can feel that that is all matching up. It looks like there's probably a chip missing right there, and what I'm going to have to do is use a little bit more force when I actually glue this thing up. So I'm going to tap it here to try and break it loose, and that's not going to work, so we are going to pull up on this. I'm being very, very careful not to disturb any of this end grain. And I want to look at this and see, I'm looking at the end grain here. I can see that a little bit's being pinched right there. And we're going to just do our best. Yeah, see how that piece is loose. We're going to go ahead and leave that. And I can see that a little bit is being pinched right here. I'm going to try and remove as much of that as I can, or as a small amount of that as I can, so as to get this thing to match up. This is not an easy repair. This was a gift to her by her dad, I believe, and thus they want it repaired. It's a very sentimental instrument. Now, after I get this glued up, what I'll share with you, what I will likely do is use some dowels. We've got this joint and this joint right here, right? So I will likely drill some small holes. We're going to go in about 1/4 of an inch on this side and this side, and then we'll do the same thing up here about on this crack here, and we'll put dowels in this direction to strengthen the joint so that it can't pull apart again. There's no guarantee that it won't ever break again. I'm not sure how this one got broken. Looks like it probably got stepped on, stomped on, or something like that. I think that's about the end of my forensic science that I can recite for this one. Wildlife, hey, what's happening? Guitar players, yeah, indeed. Hey, and I hope everybody's having a really great Tuesday. I had yesterday off after a long weekend, and I had some friends in town, and a really good buddy of mine might be showing up here fairly soon, and we may see us two together at some point, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I need one of my tools that I can't seem to find. I don't know where it went, how it got lost, or who borrowed it, or what. Alright, so okay, so I am missing one of my most used tools, so I'm going to have to see if my apprentice has a pair of them over here someplace. So he does. Alright. So I'm going to have to go buy a new pair of these. I loved my old ones, but they were getting worn out anyway, so I was due for buying a new pair, but they are not here at my bench. So I can see that this will match up really well. So I'm going to grab a couple clamps, and I'll be right back. Sparky, I sure have enjoyed your contributions to YouTube and your repair and painting videos. I hope guys are using that to their advantage and learn good ways to do things. It's good to see other guys out there that share their craft or their trade with people, and hopefully it'll help somebody else learn how to paint a guitar properly. I am using Titebond, original Titebond. Don't use anything but original Titebond if you're doing a glue repair on an instrument. Yes, you can use hide glue. You'll be using an inferior product that will not hold as long and won't come apart as easily. Okay, now you purists out there, here we go. Now what I want to be very careful of is to not get a bunch of squeeze out at this end of the repair. Let's see what's happening here. I'm just looking this over one more time. Okay, got a little bit of crushing happening right in this little area here. Sometimes we have to make them worse before we make them better. There's definitely, this thing took an impact right here, so the wood has been changed ever so slightly. I'm going to remove a little bit of this finish. Hopefully we can get this to come loose. I know we got to make them worse before we make them better. That's not coming off real easily, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it, and let's put some glue in here. I've got to get some water. I've got a wet rag already. I've got to go put some water in my my Oregon cup. Welcome to Oregon. Don't come here, it sucks. People are mean and the weather's terrible. All right. So here we go. I've got my little glass of glue here. We're going to clamp this up, and we'll see how things line up here when I get this. What I'm going for is to make sure that these two edges, all of these edges join up smoothly and cleanly. All right. I'm due for a new jug of Tight Bond. This is a case where you want to get glue in every little pore, every last little bit. All right, so we're going to do glue on this portion, and we'll do a little bit of glue on this portion. I'm kind of using the glue nozzle to kind of help push the glue into the little gaps that might be in here. There we go. It's way too much glue, which is perfect. Now I know my hand's right in the middle of the movie in some of these cases, as my good buddy Dave would say. Right in the middle of the movie. I'm being very gentle with my brush to not fold up any of the end grain on this. I want to look out. How far out? Okay, so now I'm doing my best to not get any glue in the end grain on this end of the brake, so that I can get glue into the end grain when I glue the headstock back onto this instrument. I'm being very gentle with my brush, trying to get glue into every last little pore that I can, so that we make get as much material into this brake as we can. We discussed the cosmetic portion of this a little bit, and it doesn't sound like they want me to refinish this instrument where this break happened. They just want it to be able to be played again. So we're gonna honor that and make this repair as good as we can make it. Now, yes, some glue will get on the truss rod. I want to check our depth here. Okay, looking good. Okay, our glue joint is looking really good at this point. And often what I do in a case like this is when I am done, I will soak this down with water to get all of the glue out of the end grain, that it will definitely penetrate once I get this thing clamped up. Okay. Checking to see if I can push this in tight. Looking really good so far. Here we go. If you have a better way or better idea for me to match this up, please don't hesitate to comment. I am not beyond learning something. I'm definitely not the best at this. I just have a lot of experience. As you can see, each time I tap on that, a little bit more squeeze out happens. And also what I'm doing is I'm feeling over this crack to make sure that you can't feel it. If we can't feel it, we know that we're making a good contact here. I'm going to tap this again, and yes, I'm doing a little bit of damage to the very end grain on this, which is just fine. Now what I'm gonna do is take my brush. I can see some squeeze out at this end, and I'm gonna get rid of that. And this is a fairly time-consuming part of this, because we've got to get as much of this glue out of here as we can, so that the end grain will match up when I go to glue this headstock back on here. And yes, I considered gluing the headstock back to this piece. It didn't match up real well, so I already know that I'm going to have to remove a little bit of material from the headstock to get this to match up. I did that prior to starting the stream today. Getting a little water in this to help maybe wick some of that glue into places that it's not reaching. Give this one more little tap. See, just a little bit more squeeze out there, so I know I'm getting it closer and closer. And boy, you can just barely feel that. So when I get a clamp on this, I know that we're going to make a good, we've got a good joint here. Alright. Alright, looking good. Let's put a clamp on here and see what happens. Now, I'm going to use at least 2 clamps on this. In fact, before I do that, I've got a call here, or a neck clamp. If you don't have one of these and you work on instruments, I highly recommend purchasing one. And give me a moment here. What I'm doing is I'm going to put this on here. And yes, some of the fibers will, because the glue will squeeze out of here. I'm not worried about that. That can be cleaned up. But I'm going to place this on here dead center, and that will give me a good solid clamp on this. And there we go. Found them. Let's see, can I get both of these? So I'm using the greatest tool in guitar repair, a popsicle stick. Yes. And then I'm going to use, beyond the popsicle stick, I'm going to put a to strengthen this a little bit. So now when I clamp this down, we're going to watch this glue squeeze out of here. Got pretty good position on this. I'm going to get it cinched up a little bit. Oh, I made a mistake here, and I want to reverse the I want to reverse these so that I'm not putting metal on the fingerboard. Put this through here, and I do also want to round out the edges. So we don't leave any marks in the fingerboard. Okay, there we go. These are the little things you should think about if you're doing a repair like this. So if you're clamping something, you're not leaving marks by cutting into wood with another piece of wood. Right? Okay. This thing is getting tight here. I'm going to cinch it up just a little bit, because sometimes when you put pressure on it, you can get it to actually seat a little better than it did before you put some pressure on it. So, looking good. I don't think I got any movement out of that. There we go. Looking good. Got some good squeeze out, and I can see some more glue squeezing out this end. And yes, I am tightening the hell out of this. Get rid of all of this excess glue here at this end as best I can. We'll go over this again, but I want to get as much of this glue out of here as I can. And also, a little helper is by getting the wood wet will help the glue find its way in to seal a little bit better in some cases. Now I'm going to get a softer bristled brush. I'm going to use this big bad boy because I know I can get it in there and penetrate areas to get that excess glue out. There we go. Pretty exciting, isn't it? Just gluing wood together. Now, I've got a little room on this side of the brake. I'll show you here. I've got a little bit of room over here. Hopefully you can see that in the video. Now, I am going to put a clamp on this, and you can see that I've kind of bent this end over to drive the broken piece back in there. And let's see. I'm actually going to grab. No, I'm going to grab a different clamp. Also, when you're clamping stuff up, rehearse your clamping. I have leather on both ends of this clamp so that I don't damage although I think I want to flip this over and I want to raise this up a little bit, so we'll do this and get you a little bit closer here. There we go. Oops, I want to do this. I'm going very gently on this, and you can see right here there's a little bit more glue squeezing out, so I'm getting a tighter clamp each time as I push on this, and definitely can see some more squeezing out all around that. So this is about as good as I can get it clamped, and know that I've got a good wood-to-wood contact. Again, we got to make it worse before we make it better. Now on this side, let's see if I can get this clamp. I may have to get a different type of clamp, but I think I can do this. Let me roll this. There we go. I know.
I'm gonna walk down to the bank.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm gluing right now, so I gotta.
Well, I'll see if maybe I'll.
We got.
You wanna go see if they'll let me put this in, Richard? I can go deposit it for you.
Never fails. Every time, if you've watched my channel, every single time I go to glue something, somebody needs to leave the store to go do something else. The timing is just it's unbelievable how often this I can't be pulled away. Anyway, so okay, so we've got this nice and clamped up. I think as good as I can possibly do it, given the tools that I have at my disposal, and the type of repair that we're going to do on this thing. So this guitar is basically waiting for glue to dry at this point. We'll clean it up, of course, and I want to say thank you again for everybody who's stopping in. Let me respond, and I gotta go. Give me a moment. Hey, Mike, I'm good. I got it. I just wasn't sure.
Oh, no, I totally get it.
All right,
Here's
you got it.
And the only reason I think he said that is
Okay. Just wanted to let them know that I was okay. They were okay to go put a check in the bank. Let's see. Trippy Young Hippie, hello. Oh my goodness. Sparky, bless your heart. Let's see. Well, I'm doing okay. Just yeah, man. Yeah, you know, and he spent a lot of years clean. It wasn't like he spent his entire life being messed up, and unfortunately he came into a disease or a medical condition that so many of us will experience probably in our lives. Let's say, so Sparky, hello. I said hi. Zach, you too. Wildlife. Yeah. Pain takes a good while to cure. Yes, it does. Yeah, Raphael. Hey, Raphael, good to see you again. Thanks for stopping in today. Hopefully you've caught a little bit of what I've done thus far on this instrument. If you break a headstock on a guitar, this is going to be an unusual break. Usually, well, they're usually this bad. But sometimes it's just one piece. This time I've got two. I've fixed several guitars that have this type of break where there's pieces missing. And these folks, this young lady, when the instrument was broken, she did the right thing and picked up every little splinter and every little piece of wood. If you break a headstock and you're going to take it into someone like myself to repair it, I mean, I'm not kidding. Every little teeny piece, chip of finish, every little chip, if you can get that stuff, bring it with you. And that will enable the tech to piece the puzzle back together again and do a really, really clean repair. And it can help a lot with money also when you're paying someone, because maybe that little piece of finish would be very expensive to repair if they don't have to. So, hello, Independent. How are you doing? Sparky, God bless you for doing that, man. That is very, very kind of you. I sure do appreciate that, man. And what goes around comes around, brother. And I mean that. So we're kind of, again, with this guitar, I got to stay busy today. I would love to sit here and talk for a while, but I've got another Les Paul that I'm going to get to. I'm going to bring it out here and we're going to get started on it right now. Let me make sure. I take that back. I think I've got an instrument that was worked on by the other music store here. There's another music store here in town that says they can do guitar repair, and they, you know, I love those. They're all nice people for the most part, but they just should not be working on guitars, bar none, or even putting strings on guitars, because I get so much work from them. Just save yourselves the agony of having people speak poorly of you. I don't like that, and I'm not going to say one foul word about them. They're very kind people, but they are direct competition, and they are doing very poor work. Believe me. You don't have to believe me. Okay, so let me get this out of the way and we'll grab this other one. Alright, letting the glue dry. I haven't even seen this guitar yet, so I don't even know what I'm up against. Now, this guitar belongs to an amazing guitar player. Set up, restraint, make playable. I don't know what guitar this is. Oh boy, look at that. Wow. I haven't seen one of these for a long time. Look at this thing. What a beautiful guitar. An Antares What do you know about Antares guitars? Look at the string action. Okay, this thing needs a fret doctor. Or a bridge doctor. We're gonna check the, I don't know if this must, I'm gonna assume that this belongs to one of his kids. What this thing has is a belly bulge. It's a pregnant guitar is what I like to refer to them as, and that is all due respect to all the women out there who can do that. Yeah, this thing's got a big old belly bulge in it. Let's look on the inside and see if there are braces. I'm using my finger tip, not my fingernail. I'm listening for rattles. You hear that? Let me make sure that I'm not bumping up against something. That might have been... Okay, that was rattling up against a measuring device. I don't hear anything, but let's see. Oh, hey, must be time for a guitar lesson. Yep, my student should be here shortly, and when he arrives, I'll have to stop the stream. I've got to teach guitar. Not only do I fix them, but I teach them. Looks like they're entry-level guitars, made in Korea. Oh, thank you for that. Epileptic Pilot. That's a great name. I am a diabetic pilot, just so you know. What an awesome name, man. Okay, let's take a look in here. I'm not going to be able to share this with you. I just don't have a good way to get the angle in here. I'm looking at the braces and the neck block to see if there's any separations. It looks like, yeah, this is probably this guy's one of his children, the guitar that belongs to one of his kids. He plays really nice guitars. Okay, can't tell, man. It almost looks like, yeah, these are definitely affordable guitars. That was a great way to put it. We meet again. That's very nice, brother. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if I've met with you or have seen you. I don't know if I've seen you on my channel before, but welcome. I thank you for being here. And for anybody who's shared this with others, I sure do appreciate that. I need to pull the strings off of this and see what's going on. The reason I say that this, now I'm going to check one other thing before I make the end-all decision, but this definitely has a belly bulge in it. And we're going to check the neck relief on this thing, because this thing may be totally... I'm looking at how much underbow the neck has in it right now. And it definitely has a bit. I'm going to do this another way. I usually just use my that measuring device to check that, but let's do this the proper way you would check neck relief. Now what's happening here is that the string action here at the 12th fret, I haven't measured it yet, but I can visually see that it is way too high, unplayable. So there is some room. I'm going to go ahead and straighten the truss rod a little bit. Now, I mean, again, I don't like speaking poorly about things, but if you're going to put a new set of strings on a guitar, adjust the truss rod if it needs to be adjusted. That is just common sense for anyone who says they can work on guitars. Okay, so my friends down the street stop doing this work, or start doing it at least sort of right. That's a 5 mil. I've got to grab a different hex key. Standards. This is a 5 mil truss rod adjustment, so we'll grab a 5 millimeter hex key. Hopefully I can reach. Oh yeah, I think it's 5 mil. Okay, so we're going to tighten the truss rod to level the fingerboard out. It's got a big underbow in the neck, and it is supposed to have some underbow, but not that much. Okay, there we go. It broke loose. I like that. That's scary. Be very careful about going much further than that. You know, make sure that the neck didn't just crack when it broke loose like that. Now we're okay. And I kind of broke my own rule there, but usually it's a good idea to try and loosen them first before you tighten them, but I've got room on this one. So let's check our neck relief now. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be about right. Here we go. Yeah, this neck relief is as good as it gets. Now, it's actually the underbow on the neck is now set correctly. How long did that take me? Okay, I'm just saying. Right? Let's see. Oh, okay. Picked up playing guitar a few months ago, so I get lots of suggestions on channels to pop in and learn what I can. Oh, wonderful, man. Back to work, Sparky. I got you, brother. Rest later. Listen, really appreciate it. Hey, if you got to glue a headstock back on the way I do it, I haven't had any of them fail, except for when UPS broke that one. So, welcome to the channel, man. I sure appreciate it. You know, be sure to subscribe. Everybody, this is not closed to any just subscribers. I think that's kind of foolish to do because you've eliminated having other people be able to attend and participate in your stream. So I make mine open to anybody. I think people may forget that. They want to avoid, I think YouTube channels want to avoid any kind of, what do we say, nasty bullshit, right? People making rude comments or whatever. I don't have that trouble, man. We're very peaceful, and if we do, independent many united, we'll boot them very quickly. So I'm not worried about it at all. Say what you would like and type what you'd like. You can swear on my channel. No religion, no politics, and no hate. Right? Hate is a small ugly word used by small ugly people. Except I just said it, and I'm not that small. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to measure the string action. Now, if you're a new guitar player, you should have a guitar that's set up properly. So, Mr. Epi Pilot, Mr. Epileptic Pilot. So our string action, you want to have good low string action so you're not having to work real hard to play an instrument. We are at 8/64 on the bass E string, so you're having to push this down 1/4 of an inch to make it touch the string. I'm sorry, is it 1/4? 8/64. 8 times 4 is 32. It's 8/64. 7/64. And then on this side, we've got 5/64. We want 5/64 on the bass side, and we want about 3 to 4/64 on the treble side. And there is absolutely no way for me to achieve this. There isn't enough room left under the saddle to lower that. It definitely has been lowered. So we can put a, which I probably will do that right now. I have to remove one from another guitar, but we're going to probably put a bridge doctor on this to see if I can. And a bridge doctor, it's a device that you put in the guitar that pulls the top down using a piece of dowel That is if the dowel, if it's a proper size. So we'll see if I can do that with this one. So unfortunately, they just paid someone to put strings on it and they didn't do the job right. So now I'm going to have to remove a perfectly good set of strings. And they put strings on incorrectly over there too, by the way, if you ask me. I don't like doing this. Although this guitar is probably not being played by somebody who does gigs, but if it is, if they break a string at a show, they're going to have a heck of a time likely getting the strings off of here. And the reason for that is that they've got this string fed through the middle, and also the strings are cut off at the perfect length that if it pokes your finger, what happens if you hit that, or you're at a gig and that hits your finger? I mean, help me understand why anybody would leave the string that long on an instrument. That's going to poke a guitar player right in the finger. This was not done by me. This was done by my competitor's store. I don't know why this customer took it to them, but all right, you know, they want to share the... Oh, and we're missing a machine head right there, or a button. I'll see if I've got another one of those around here. In fact, I should probably call him. I'm going to call my client here and just see. And they've wrapped the string over the top. The strings are wound uphill. I got to call this guy because this is just... If this was done by another music store, by any music store, boy... yeah, and thanks for tuning in today, Sparky, and thank you for your kind gift to everyone, man. That's very cool. I'm trying to do as much member videos as I can, but right now I am so busy. I've got 31 new songs to learn. I have a rehearsal on Thursday this week, and I'm gigging every weekend for the next like 10 weeks. I'm busy. I'm making more money playing gigs than I do working. Let's see. Okay. All right, so my students should be arriving here soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to call... okay, I'm going to call this customer and find out... I think this is him. Have a brief discussion. Sometimes I have to do this with my clients. His name is Brent. He's a fantastic lawyer. He's a really nice guy and one hell of a guitar player. Brent, good afternoon. Hey, I've got your guitar here, and I wondered about the machine head that's missing that button on it. Was that okay? Was that? I think it's an Antares. This isn't yours. Oh. No, I don't. This is a different name. The name, it looks like it says Brent Smith on the, it doesn't. It's Brett. It's Brett. Sorry, brother. All right. Thank you for your time. See you. Bye. Okay. Whew. I don't walk on water. I read that name wrong, and I thought it was him, but I got to call this guy. Hey, give me a moment here. And also, I'm here by myself now. Mike just went down to the bank, of course, so we're going to have to wait a few minutes. Oh.
I'll wait.
Well, I got a student right now. Wait. Are you sure?
Oh, you
get the money in the bank, man.
If this is my biggest problem, you know the rest of it.
All right. Then let's get started.
Thank you. Hey, Mom. Okay.
He's hungry. Oh,
Mom made muffins. She wanted to bring some. So yeah, it has cherries in there. Yeah, and it's made with the goat milk that we have goats. We milk them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she made.
Oh man,
yeah.
These will not go to waste. They're still warm.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay, so folks, I got to end the stream, but look at this wonderful gift. One of my students, his mom made these today, and I'm gonna get to I'm gonna get to enjoy these here probably for lunch. Right? No, I wouldn't do that, but yes. All right, you guys, thanks for being here, and we'll see you on the next one. I'll have some more video of this guitar, I'm sure. Thank you for joining me on my stream today, and we'll see you all soon. Oh, dude, how? Oh my God, I don't get stuff like this. Oh.